These are waterproof.
And this is definitely not. Alrighty, we have Tripel, is that how you say it? Karmeliet. It is a, what would we say? It's a Belgian beer, this one. So it's obviously got a bit of an accent to it. Now, we were just looking at the info on this guy, because it's not normal, I wouldn't normally get this one. So this is first brewed in 1679, and it's by a monastery. So it's, well, first thing that we notice is that this has got a really strong smell to it.
When you smell it, it's as if you could chew it.
It's, you can tell it's got a lot of flavour. Now, me and Darren are sharing this because this one is actually an 8.4%. It's definitely a bit heavier, but it's definitely going to have a lot of flavour, I reckon. Oh my gosh, that is like so nice, so sweet.
It's a beauty.
That's nice.
Oh, I'll enjoy that.
I think this is the kind of beer that you just like sit down, chill out, enjoy, have a chat with your mates.
You wouldn't
look
need
at some footwear.
You wouldn't need too many of these.
No, you wouldn't. And comes in a bottle too. So once you pop that guy off, just share it around, enjoy it. But anyway, we've got footwear here.
Yeah,
and,
let's talk shoes.
Let's talk shoes. So we've got
Let's
Ultra.
talk shoes.
Ultra goes well, and they fit a lot of feet. They have a wide toe box. Pretty much all the models they have a wide toe box, and we've got men's and women's here. Where are we going to start, Darren?
Well, we'll start with obviously a normal Lone Peaks non-waterproof. These ones are all the new Lone Peaks that are waterproof. So they've got the Max Track, which has been popular in the Lone Peak brand underneath. Still that 22mm EVA. And then the upper, is it a Gore-Tex upper, mate? I think it is a Gore-Tex upper, is it?
Well, it's on the side, so it says waterproof,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's actually Gore-Tex as such. It is a membrane to it. So essentially there is a sock inside it, which kind of fits in between the cushioning and the outside of the shoe, and that is going to stop anything going in, but as soon as you have stuff going over the top, obviously, that's going to be a little bit different. You have stuff go into the shoe, and then it does become a little bit hard to get out, but what do you reckon? I reckon on when you're doing days where you're in the long grass, might be going through a little bit of wet terrain, that'll be a really
park
good
run
choice.
Saturday morning
Park run's perfect.
at Hagley Park on the wet grass, or even Horsell Quarry, Board Park, and it's a bit wet. This would be fantastic.
But
Keep your toes dry.
even in winter, it'd insulate better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be definitely warmer than a standard shoe.
So if you want a slightly warmer shoe, obviously in summer it will run a little bit warmer because of that, the heat and everything, but it will keep moisture out. This is a damn good option, really. And you still got is that a little gator strap?
Yeah, gator trap.
Gator trap. So you got a little Velcro part there, which is really handy. Now, this guy here being the Lone Peak, now it's the widest of the range, isn't it?
Lone Peaks come in a wide, and they state that it's a wide, but these are a standard fit, but they still offer you that anatomical toe box.
But still a lot of space in there. So just bear that in mind when you're trying them on. And then we've got the mid-cut version. Now you're holding it. Is that a woman's colourway?
Yep, woman's colourway.
This is the men's colourway.
Yep.
Now knowing Ultra, they come up with a lot of colourways, so it becomes quite tricky to get the range in sometimes because they change it all the time. But this is what we've got, and these are pretty sweet. It's slightly harder wearing, so they're slightly darker colour. So if you're going through all that mud and stuff, they'll look a bit nicer for a little bit longer.
A good TA shoe?
Very good TA shoe, actually.
Yep.
TA walkers love this. Now, just remember, they're all zero drop. So if you haven't worn Ultra before, just make sure that you kind of know what's going on and just give your body a bit of time to adapt to it, because it's one of those things you do have to kind of mold to it. But this guy here has got a really soft, still got a lot of support in here, but it's nice and cushioned. Still got the gator trap at the back, and looking at it, you still got tongue is still joined in, so it's you know, it's going to give you as much protection from outside stuff going in.
So it's waterproof up to about here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it works. Now, just remember, you know, waterproofing, you do have to maintain that. So if you're wearing these a lot, over, you know, when it's maybe, you got to give them a wash, make sure you give them a treat, essentially renew that membrane.
Yeah, if you think, you know, you finish with your boots and you've been tramping in that, and you throw them in the corner and expect them to be spot on when you get them out of that corner and go tramping again, you're wrong. If you put them away dirty and muddy and stuff, all that mud, the shoe doesn't appreciate it. So you need to clean them off. Make sure you dry them outside of the sun, not outside in the sun, but out of the sun. Maybe just a cool breeze, not in front of direct heat either.
So if you look after your gear, it'll look after you. It's kind of, you know, what the saying is. So it's an investment. People do wear these out because they get used a heck of a lot. And for a lightweight shoe, they're actually pretty grunty, but they're still lightweight and they can still wear out. So yeah, just make sure you maintain them, eh? Now,
Right.
what's this guy?
We got a new shoe on the wall again. It's a Altra. This is a Timp BOA. So obviously the BOA here, you push it in to tighten the shoe down and then release it to release it off. Really nice upper, Vibram sole. It's stacked a little bit higher than these, 28 mil, nice and light, great daily trainer and even a race shoe, which is nice. Gator trap on the back as well. Yeah.
So how do you work this BOA? You pop it out, so you're pushing it in, right? So
tighten.
That engages it, and then essentially, look at that. That's quite satisfying noise.
It wraps across the top of your foot as
Just
well.
look at that. That is such a good wraparound fit. Now, the BOA system has been used like a lot in like the bike industry on a lot of their shoes, and it's been really successful. And it's cool to see it coming through on a trail. It just gives you that really nice fit, hey? It's just,
it's going to fit over your foot really well because this tongue here is like a sock, so it's all one part of the shoe. If you have a look here, so you slip your foot in there like a slipper, and then lock it down.
Yeah. So it's going to give a consistent fit, isn't it? So I guess that over a lace, so if you had these laces here, you could potentially pull this in tighter in different spots, whereas this is always going to be a consistent tension, which is actually what you want, because when you're in a trail shoe, you want to feel locked in, and if you're in the right fit, it should be fitting really well, and that just makes things really, really simple. Now, how do we open it?
Just pop it outwards.
Oh, simple as.
And then it all loosens up.
Just so easy. So going into, you know, if you're doing a trail race or a multi-sport race, you know, you need to take your shoes off quickly. Just, it's so much easier than having to fit around with laces undoing them. So that's really, really convenient. And they actually got quite a bit of cushion to them, eh?
Yeah, about 28 mil.
So super, super plush. Yeah, these are
It feels real
sweet.
sturdy too, eh? That upper's fantastic.
It is actually a lot
So it's
more
going to
robust.
be really durable.
So if you look at this is a lot softer. This is, you can kind of hear it. It's definitely way more reinforced. So hopefully the upper will actually last a bit longer, but time will tell. And obviously, if you look after your shoes, they should all last you a decent amount of time.
Yeah. As always, just come in, get into a pair, and
Absolutely.
and you'll know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys.